we will again cover that how he responds. So Uddhava, initially when he was in that situation, he was immediately could not reply. It appeared like he was like completely absorbed in remembering Krishna out of strong separation. So because of that, he was like completely whenever the separation in this world is like if anyone feels separation from any any person in this world, that separation only increase the lamentation. But if someone feels separation from Krishna, that separation will actually bring Lord Krishna's presence into their life. So, and the Krishna is more accessible in that feeling of separation. So that Uddhava, he was like completely absorbed in remembering Krishna, therefore he would not immediately reply. So the glory of Uddhava is that even in his childhood, while he was playing with the Vigraha of the Lord and his mother called to eat, he did not come. So in that way, he was like completely absorbed. And even in his even his old age means even if his age advanced, but still he looked younger only. His devotion did not slacken. So he was always absorbed in remembering the Lord. So in that remembrance, his hair started and all his body was exhibiting the symptoms of prema, which is the highest stage. So he was like completely absorbed in with Krishna. With one muhurta, 48 minutes, he did not speak because he was like completely tasting the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore, he is experiencing all the symptoms of ecstasy in his body. So when he was absorbed like that, when Vidura was like questioned, so that time he again slowly from that absorption where he was placed, it was like in that absorption he was in the spiritual world. With that he came back to this world and he slowly wiped his eyes and started speaking to Uddhava. So, and he as we have seen this, when Krishna's son, he was like lamenting that Krishna's son has said, so therefore, how can we have any welfare? So he was like full of lamentation from the separation from all the associates and Krishna. So therefore, he was in his lamentation, he is expressing the glory of Krishna and how he is unfortunate that he has missed that. But lot of spiritual truths will come out in this discussion. So, like Krishna's son has said, that implies, as we discussed, means his pastimes are arriving somewhere. So somewhere sun is in the moon, somewhere sun is in the noon, and somewhere it is setting, somewhere it is rising. So similarly, Krishna's pastimes are eternal. Somewhere he is playing with his friends, somewhere he is killing demons, somewhere he is doing Damodar Leela and other Leelas. So all his pastimes are taking place in multiple, so many unlimited universes are there. So his pastimes are taking in. That's why it is called as they are called as Nitya Leela. So they always takes place. So that is a deeper meaning of the verse. And he was lamenting that this universe is unfortunate, and Yadus are even more unfortunate because they understood the Lord as only super soul. So that means they thought that just like in a milk ocean, fish think that moon is also one among them. So, but actually, moon is completely different from the fishes. So similarly, because the Yadavas, they are completely controlled by Lord out of prema. So like they forgot the power, Lord's power in that sense. So like And although Lord is staying with them, so they are understood that he is only Paramatma. They could not realize that he is the Swayam Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead, above even the Narayana and other things. So in this way, he is lamenting for the position of Yadavas. And also, but other people, they think that Lord has left his material body and all his associates, they killed each other and their material bodies are killed because of Krishna created war in the Kurukshetra and killed so many people. He also, his descendants and he also influenced like that. So these are all the words spoken by external persons influenced by external. But pure devotees, they will never get affected by these words. Actually, whatever the external show of the Lord's living body, that is only to bewilder people who think that Lord is material. Otherwise, Lord's form is spiritual. All his associates are eternal associates, so they can never be uh, killed, or their material body will their soul and material, their body are not different. Krishna is eternally having that form which he showed for some time, and he has withdrew that form. So it's not that he has left his form and his spiritual thing went back. So but he his form itself, what is appeared, that itself is spiritual. He showed it for some time here and he withdrew. So he disappeared. So that's why we say disappeared. That means we are not able to see. So actually, in the whole this Mosha Leela, the participants, the 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 Yadavas killing each other. So the whole Leela is explained in such a way that there are like Yadavas, there are like two kinds of burden for Mother Earth. There is like there in general there are two kinds of burden. One is like burden due to pain, and another is like burden due to love. So when the Lord appears to remove irreligion, so that time Earth is feeling that burden of pain, because Earth will be Mother Earth will be pained whenever religion increases. But there is another kind of burden, which is like, for example, a mother holding her child. So that is a burden, but it is a burden of love. Or a woman wearing gold ornaments. So that is a burden, but it is a burden of love. So like that, for Mother Earth, Yadavas, and they are all devotees of the Lord. So very much dear to Mother Earth. So it is not like uh, it is not like a burden of irreligion, but even then they are also increases that burden of love. For example, Dhruva Maharaj, when he performed so much austerities, so that time earth became so heavy. So earth could not tolerate because he was like having so much austerity, and maybe because of that he increased his weight. So similarly, so therefore that is like burden of love. So therefore, in order to remove that, the Lord has executed this pastime of Moshe Leela, is withdrawing all the Yadavas. And in that case also, the eternal associates along with the Lord, like they always stay in Yadavas. So Yadavas, they are all Nitya Siddhas. Nitya Siddhas means eternal associates of the Lord. So they always live with the Lord. So when the Lord descends, the Yadavas, his associates, they will also descend along with the Krishna. So they are all the residents of eternal Dwaraka. They will also reside in Dwaraka here also. So when they descend, there are Devata portions in Swarga, which they will come and they will also merge into body of these eternal Yadavas. So there are two personalities in Yadava's body. One is like eternal associates like Uddhava, and there are like Devata portions. Like Pradyumna is said to be Pradyumna is eternal associate of the Lord, or his expansion of the Lord. But a Devata portion, Kandarpa, Kamadev, also resides in Pradyumna. So like that, the Devata portions from Swarga will also come and reside in the bodies of Yadavas. So when Yadavas, when this motion Ligala takes place, the eternal associates, they remain in Dwarka only. Only the Devata portions, they will come to Prabhasa Kshetra. And there, they kind of apparently, even those people also, they cannot kill each other. So they also, on the plea of that fight, they leave their body and they go to Swarga. But even that is also cannot apply. So that is whole Moksha Leela is like played by external energy. So in that way, we understand. So all the associates of the Lord, they remained in Dwaraka only. Lord also, in an Aprakata form, he remained in Dwaraka. So he is having his pastimes in Dwaraka. So Lord, there are two Leelas, Prakat Leela and Aprakat Leela. Prakat Leela means he appears in this world and he is visible. His form is visible for everyone. And when that Prakat Leela is finished, the Lord is always there in Aprakat Leela in the Dhamas. So, for example, in Vrindavan also, there are Aprakat Leela happening now also. That means God is not visible directly, but in his Aprakata, in not visible form, all the pastimes are happening in Vrindavan, in Dwarka. Like that. So that's why the Leelas in Dhamas are also. So in this way, this pastime of Moksha Leela can be understood. So here it is mentioned that the Lord showed his form for some time, and he, having shown his wonderful form, which is like attraction, like so much attractive for all the eyes, then he took that form and disappeared from that person. So, and still those persons are continuously craving for the vision of the form. So this is the devotees, for them, they will never get satisfied in seeing the form of the Lord. So it is mentioned that the form of the Lord is so beautiful in any object in this world. If we see for some time, maybe we may get bored or after some time. But the Lord's form is such a way that one will never get satisfied even by seeing him many times. That is his when in the level of prema, that is the symptom, like at this type of prema, that even after sees the Lord, when he never gets satisfied. So he showed his form that for some time, and he withdrew that form for like people who have not yet like in order to make the understanding that his his disappearance indicate that the showing the form and withdrawing the form indicate that his body is not ordinary. So only his body is spiritual. So therefore, people who say that Krishna is dependent on karma, they could not like they could not justify this. How Krishna is showing his form and withdrawing his form. So in this way, he showed his form. And out of all his forms, this human form that he exhibits, Krishna's form, is the topmost form. So this form is like in Madhya Leela Upegam. So Madhya Leela, this human form that he is showing, in this he completely, his Yoga Maya Balam, complete potency of his internal potency exhibited in that. So that means like he is eternally, this form of Lord is the source of all other forms of the Lord. And this form even mesmerizes his own expansions like Vishnu. Vismapanam swasyacha saubhagadde, even his own expansions get attracted to this form. And Parampadam Bhushana Bhushanangam, it is very the ornament of all ornaments. Such is the beauty of this form. So, like this implies that is the human form, that Krishna's form is the complete exhibition of the Lord. He is the Supreme Bhagavan and all others are his incarnations. This indicates that Krishna's supreme beauty. And this form is, Buddha is mentioning, you also seen this form when in Rajasuya Yajna, when Krishna is seen, that time everyone thought that creation of Brahma or others, whatever we see in this world, that is nothing in comparison to the beauty of this Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate dexterous creation of Brahma, or the all other creations are not in comparison to Krishna's form. Like beautiful lotus when we see, beautiful mountains when we see, clouds and everything, they are all not even not even match for Krishna's beauty. And he completely exchanged this love with the gopis. So Krishna is that attraction that gopis have for Krishna is much greater than all other personalities, including Brahma and Indra. Because Krishna did not respect all these devatas as much as he respected the gopis. He gave equal reciprocation to the gopis for their reciprocation. So, and in fact, he says that I cannot repay you. Your love is so high that even I cannot properly reciprocate with your love, like that he says. So he is completely reciprocating with gopis, with his smiles and with his gestures. And gopis seeing the beauty of Krishna, whatever activities they are doing, they used to get stunned. They couldn't finish their household duties. In this way, they both exchanged because prema has arisen peak in them. So that means these all description of Krishna's beauty, his eternal pastimes in Goloka, all these indicates that he is eternally situated in Goloka in his abodes like Madhura, Gokula, and Dwaraka, compared to like because that is already mentioned as the sun rising and setting. So these his pastimes are all eternal. That is being implied here. So uh, then he says that my mind is like although he is supreme lord, although he doesn't have any material birth, he's unborn, but still he takes birth and he appears to take birth in this world along with all his Vishnu expansions. So that creates affliction in my mind. So like when the Lord appears, like it is mentioned that Lord appears with all his incarnations. So that means he is the supreme Bhagavan, Krishna. All his expansions, they are spread throughout the like different Vaikuntha worlds, Krishna and material worlds. But when Lord appears, all these incarnations merge into him and they appear. So in this way, all the avatars also appear with him. And he says that it looks like when you doesn't have any birth, but still you take birth. And also when you come to Vasudev's house and say, oh father and mother, please forgive me that we have left Madhura out of great fear of Kamsa and others. So, and he is like as if fearing from Kamsa and all, he is leaving Mathura and going to Vrindavan. So all these pastimes are very much bewildering. So why bewildering? Because so when he is coming and saying to his parents that, oh, please forgive me, I am not able to protect you. If one says he simply speaking lies, then how can absolute truth say lie? So that is not lie. But how, if it is true, how can his position, how he is not able to serve you fearful of Kamsa? So this is very difficult even for intelligent people to understand. So if someone say Lord is simply using some kind of illusory words or untrue words, or is it is like acting only, but actually is he is not taking birth, he is simply acting like he is taking birth, or he is simply acting like he is fearing Kamsa and going to Vrindavan, or he is consulting sometimes his servants like me and asking for directions. Or he saying that coming before Ugrasen and saying that I am your servant, please order me. So if someone says he is like bewildered, he is like just acting like ordinary person. So then it won't. It will not be bewildering to great persons. Someone may explain like that, but it will not be bewildering. So unless it is not bewildering, why Uddhava says it is bewildering? So therefore, it is very difficult to say what is the reason the Lord is he really afraid, or is he really using illusory words, or he is speaking true? How both these things? How is that he is taking birth and not taking birth? How both are true? So it is very difficult. So therefore, Bhishma also says that it is very difficult to understand the plan of the Lord. So therefore, one simply has to follow the will of the Lord. So in this way, uh, these all these contradictions are uh, contradictions can only the inconceivable energy of the Lord. By that only He makes all these things possible. Otherwise, it is not possible to understand for ordinary persons. So he says that once smelling the dust of Lord's feet, no one can forget it. So with that lotus feet is so attractive that no one can forget. Just by moving his eyebrows, uh, he destroyed the so many Akshobnis persons. He removed the burden of the earth just by in the form of his eyebrows. So he is very powerful. So and he in the Rajasuya sacrifice, he uh, killed Shishupal in front of him, in front of all of you. You also see, and he attained. Shishupal has attained liberation, which is even very difficult for yogis. So that much mercy he is showing. He is like gave liberation to even inima, like the persons who are envying him, like liberation. So such was the mercy of the Lord. How can one tolerate separation from that Lord? His mercy, he again says that in the opposite party, while in the Kuru Pandava Yuddha, so opposite party they are fighting, and when they are fighting, they are seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. Persons who are not inimical, they are getting captivated by the beauty of the Lord, and they are at the time they are killed by the Arjuna's arrows. So purified by the Arjuna's arrows and also remembering the Lord, seeing the form of the Lord, they are attaining the abode of the Lord. Padastra Puta Padamapurasya. So they have attained the abode of the Lord. Such is the glory of the Lord. Wonderful, magnanimous activities he is exhibiting. So, see, even for opposite party, he is showing mercy, and even for neutral persons, they are getting that benefit. And he is such a person that there is no one equal to this person. Swayam tu asamya atishaya. There is no one equal to him, or to speak of superior to him. And he is the master of three persons. So these three, all kinds of three, it implies Triyadisha. So this implies master of Purusha Avtaras, Karnadakshayi, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Kshirodaksha Vishnu, are master of three kinds of Shaktis, Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti, are in this way, like are master of three kinds of all the three kinds of gunas, or everything we can say. So that he is so powerful, and he all his desires are fulfilled by Lakshmi, and he has rulership over his devotees, pastimes, and qualities of the samasta kama. All his desires are fulfilled by Lakshmi Devi, and his feet are being offered respect by great personalities like Brahma, great Brahmas from so many millions of universes, other universes also, or Vishnus from those universes, or Shivas from those universes. So when Brahmas, they are all offering obeisances, the sound of their crowns, they are clashing with each other and producing the sound. So in this way, the supreme glory of Lord Krishna is mentioned. So that Lord, he is such a perfect, powerful Lord. Even Brahmas come and offer obeisances in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is one story also related to this verse where uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu narrates that once one Brahma came to the Lord and asked, I am waiting. Then he told which Brahma has come. So then he was admitted, and then Brahma asked, are there any more Brahmas than me? So then he called all other Brahmas. So many Brahmas have come, some with 1,000 heads, some with 100 heads, like that. And they are offering obeisances. So in this way, this sloka is quoted in that sense. So many people, Girita Koti, Edita Padapida, Lord's feet is worshipped by so many powerful Cheralokapale who are worshipping the Lord's feet. So that powerful Lord is coming before Ugrasena and saying that, oh, I am your servant, please order me what to do. So this is like very, very bewildering. How can that powerful person is coming and asking that, please engage me in your service? So this is like, this is making my heart pain. So it is giving me lot pain. And he is also very, very merciful. This is very famous shloka, often quoted. Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam jigam sayapaya yad yasadvi ile vegadindat ichitam tatanyam kamba dayadam sharanam rajima. Aho bakiyam. Bakiyam means the Baki means his sister of Bakadima, that is Putana. So Putana has come to kill Krishna. He has come with Stanakala Kotam on his breast. She has spread this poison and want to kill. But still, she has attained the uh, position of a maid servant, because Krishna had showed his mercy. So Lebe Gatin Dhatri Uchitam. Dhatri means Daya, kind of maid servant to mother. So almost the position of mother she gave, because she took the appearance of a mother. So Tato Anyam Kamvadayalam Sharanam Vajayanam. Where can I go to other place to take shelter? So such is the mercy of the Lord. So here we can see any person who has, like for example, two persons are there. One has an intention, his intention is right, but his act somehow causes his intention is right, but he acted in such a way that it did unfavor to someone. And the other person, his intention is wrong, but he acted like he is a good person, but his intention was wrong. He has come to do this thing. Out of these two, we consider that the person whom intention is good, and who is wrongly did something, he is more better than the person who has intentions bad. But Krishna is such that he, for both persons, he is bestowing mercy. So here Putana, her intention was to kill Krishna, but took the form of a mother and gave Krishna. So Krishna took that small good and removed the bad and made Putana as almost gave the position of mother, Dhatri, Daya. So such is the wonderful mercy of the Lord. So much more merciful Lord if one approaches him with love. So it is all our duty to approach the Lord with love. So Shukadeva Goswami also got attracted to Krishna by hearing this shloka. Initially, he heard the beauty of Lord Krishna and he understood, oh, such a beautiful person, I should surrender. But how can I surrender? Then he heard this shloka that he is also so merciful. Oh, such a Lord, I should surrender. So in that sense, Sukadeva Goswami also surrendered to the Lord by hearing this particular shloka. So in this way, Uddhava is recalling the greatness of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord, and his bewildering pastimes. And he's so absorbed in Lord, he's saying that I consider even demons more than the devotees because while fighting in enmity, they are completely absorbed in the Lord and seeing the Lord, they are dying. It's so unfortunate that Lord has already left now. Now I cannot see the Lord. So that fortune is not there for me. So Uddhava's words here cannot be taken as out of bewilderment of prema he is speaking. So these are like not final conclusions. So in this way he is expressing his feelings here. So and then uh, in order to explain answer Vidura's questions, what happened to the Krishna, what happened to Yadavas, Pandavas, he gave some philosophical description till now so that Vidura will be comforted. And he furthermore is remembering the pastimes of the Lord in Vraja and Madhura and Dwaraka. And after remembering those pastimes, then he will narrate what happened. So he remembered the childhood pastimes of Krishna. He was born to Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison of Kamsa, and because he wanted to give happiness to Mother Earth, because Brahmaji has requested the Lord to appear, and Vasudeva, he was afraid of Kamsa. He brought Krishna to Braja, and for 11 years lived there in Vrindavan along with Balaram. And in Vrindavan, he was surrounded by cows and his young friends, and they were all very much playing on the bank of river Yamuna. And there he performed so many infant pastimes, like in childhood. And sometimes he used to cry with the gopis and gopis that I want something, something I want. And then when he used to get that thing, he used to laugh. And when demons attacked, he appeared like a young lion and showed bravery to kill them. And he also appeared like fearful. So that created little anxiety to all the parents who had a lot of affection for him. And then after some time, he became a Govatsatu. He started herding cows. So Krishna's cows had different colors. Like some are white, some are blue, some are green, some are yellow, some are gray, and some are like that white bulls. So he played with the cowherd boys, and while he was playing his flute, wonderful flute, this way he enjoyed. And while he was doing those enjoyments, Kamsa used to send so many demons. So, but Lord killed them as easily as a child breaks dogs. Sometimes people say that Kamsa is like Mama. So he said he's sending all the uh, khilona, like all the toys for Krishna to play. So he's breaking all those toys. So according to, he's easily killing them. And he also subdued Kaliya and drove him away, and water became free of poison. And while Nanda Maharaj and all, they are worshipping Indra, stopped Indra Puja and made them worship cows and Govardhan. And, this Govardhan Lila he remembered. And when Indra, when that worship I stopped, Indra poured lot of rain. That time he lifted Govardhan, and he also performed the Rasa Leela. So he respected the ray, like the full moon, and by singing the flute, he called the woman, and in that he performed. He enjoyed the Rasa Leela. That also he remembered. Then after that, the next he remembered was the pastimes in Mathura and Dwaraka. So there he was Krishna and Balram. They went to Mathura and killed Kamsa. He dragged the body of Kamsa in a Rangamandap and killed Kamsa. And then he underwent his studies. He learned everything from Sandepa Muni, all the Vedas, 6 Sangas of Vedas. And in order to give back the Guru Dakshina, he retrieved Sandepa Muni's son by killing Panchajana. All the stories will come in 10th canto. And he one by one married so many princesses. So Rukmani, how he married through Gandharva Vivaha by kidnapping all other kings. They wanted to have her as their wife, but he sees just like Garuda, it sees as nectar. So he seized Rukmini and drove away all the kings. Then one of the marriages mentioned that Nagnajiti, one of the wife of Krishna, he got married to Nagnajiti by subduing 7 bulls. These 7 bulls are so strong, and they don't have any thread on them on their nose. So Krishna simultaneously expanded into 7 forms and subdued these 7 bulls. So after subduing them, other kings who are competitors, they attacked him. But Krishna easily subdued all of them. Finally got married to Nagnajiti. And in marriages also, he was like behaved as if he is like henpecked to their wife. So Satyabhama, she requested that she wanted a parijata tree. Krishna went to heaven to please his wife Satyabhama. There, when Indra and others they opposed, he fought with them. And Indra, actually, he was the plaything of his wives, but he thought that Krishna was the plaything of his wife. So he forgot the previous incident of Govardhan Leela, but still fought with Krishna, and he lost. And in this way, Krishna exhibited. And he fought with Narakasura, who is son of Mother Bhumi. So he fought with them, he killed him, and that kingdom, on the request of Mother Earth, he gave to Bhagadatta. And in that Narakasura house, there are 16,000 ladies, 16,100. They are all stolen by Narakasura and kept there. When they all saw Krishna, they all got attracted to him and expressed their desire to marry him, and he accepted all of them. At the same time, he married all of them by exhibiting his yoga maya, such is the power of Krishna. And in each of them, he produced 10 sons, which are like as powerful as he. So, and he provided for each of them each a separate palace, such is the glory of him. So, and he sometimes and made his devotees kill so many other demons like Kalayavana, Jarasandha, Shambhara, Drivida, Bana, Mura, Balvala. So in this way, he removed this burden and he arranged a battle in Kurukshetra, and he made the armies assemble in that battle and made the battle and killed so many other warriors. So, and at that time when Duryodhana was broken by his leg, seeing he was lying, he was not happy to see the scene because there is still some burden is remaining of the Yadu dynasty. So Yadu dynasty, as I mentioned, that Yadu dynasty burden was not a burden of pain, but burden of love. So he made this plan that he will externally show that Yadus killed each other, but actually they disappeared on that plea. They uh, they disappear from this world and enter into Aprakat Leela. So seeing that, in this way he thought. So he first made Yudhishthira as the emperor of the earth, and Yudhishthira he he ruled very nicely, and he saved Parikshit in his womb, the descendant of Yudhishthir, and he made him protected so that he will be the future king. And Yudhishthira performed 3 Ashwamedha yajnas, and in this way he became very famous. And he also ruled over Dwaraka as an ideal ruler. He performed so many wonderful. He performed all the duties, but he was not attached to any material objects. So he exhibited the quality of jnana and vairagya, which is like he has complete knowledge, and also he is not attached, asakta. So he is not attached to any material objects. But he is very much attracted to the pastimes of his queens and yadus. So that means he is materially detached, but he was attracted by the love of his devotees. So love of his devotees does not come under the material attraction. So that is actually completely transcendental. So therefore, he derived the greatest pleasure. So a Lord has two energies, Maya Shakti and Chit Shakti. So he is not attracted to the actions of Maya Shakti, but he is attached to your internal potency, Chit Shakti. So all this love with the queens and the Yadavas, they are all like rising from his Swarupa, Chit Shakti. So that is not considered as an attachment. In this way, he enjoyed there. And in the while after the household life, he like showed complete detachment from activities of household life, and although he followed so many rules of karma yoga for many years, he completely indifference to the path of karma even from the beginning, because he never wanted to enjoy those fruits of karma. So at the time of, like, it became evident at this time. So detachment, because Lord has detachment from anything related to the gunas. He is completely aloof. So therefore, there is no question of his detachment from the pastimes with the Rukmini and others, because they are all eternal associates. So they are all related to Shuddha Sattva beyond the material gunas. So therefore, love of the Lord with his devotees always continues, but any attraction to the Lord, to material things, never takes place. That is being explained. And the Lord, even a person who is in this world, who understand that uh, all his activities of all his activities are subjected to karma. he also surrenders to the Lord in Bhakti Yoga. They also don't have any faith in material objects and desires which produce karma. So what to speak of the Lord? So Lord will never be attached to anything material. So by the will of the Lord only, sages have cursed the Yadavas that we will all live. So sages understood the will of the Lord, that Lord wanted all the Yadavas to disappear. So understanding their plan, only they cursed. So this story is explained in 11th canto. Once, some of the Yadavas, they dressed Samba, who is the son of Krishna, as pregnant lady and asked the Munis that whether the person born from this womb will be boy or a girl. So Munis understood that they are playing jokes. They cursed them that the thing that will come out from this womb will cause the destruction of your Yadav Kula. So like that they curse us. So but actually they know the plan of the Lord. That's why they spoke these words. So when that happened, the Mushala will be born, their iron rod. So that iron rod will be the like Ugrasena says that you rub that iron rod, should throw it to Samudra, and it will be thrown in Samudra, and those iron particles they all come to the shore and they become the grain, the plants which they use each other to kill each other. So in that way, that Leela is explained externally. So bewildered by the Lord, Yadus they all went to Prabhasa Kshetra, but actually is as I mentioned, the eternal portions of Yadavas they remained in Dwaraka. The expansions of the Yadavas, like the Devata portions of the Lord, they all went to this Prabhasa Kshetra. And there they took bath, offered respects, and gave cow in charity to the Brahmana. This shows that Yadus are very pious. So for them, there is no question of karma. So, and they also gave Brahmanas lot of gold, land, etc. And they offered so many other things for Brahmanas. And they offered the Bhagavad Prasad to the Brahmanas, and they offered respects on there. In this way, they showed a lot of respect for Brahmanas. So then he mentions the disappearance of Yadus. So there, at that point of time, they took intoxicating beverage, and due to this intoxicating beverage, they started uttering. They started uttering so many words, like piercing words. So because of that, they started insulting each other and they started fighting with each other and they killed each other. So this is like apparent appearance. This is actually the Lord's bewildering Maya that made this pastime so that the people of this world they will never understand the truth of the Lord. So in order to uh, keep the confidentiality of bhakti, confidentiality of the Lord, this also shows the vairagya of the Lord. He doesn't want to show that he is a supreme Lord immediately. So the Yadavas, they are all eternal associates of the Lord. These are mentioned in so many other places of the scriptures. So there, the Lord only says that all these Yadavas, they are all my people. And they are eternally dear to me and equal in me qualities to me. And they appear on earth by their own will from their spiritual planet. So in this way, there are other statements. So from understanding those other statements, we can understand that these things are taking place. So at that time, Lord, after this, he went to I went to the bank of Saraswati and he sat underneath a tree, underneath a Ashwatha tree. So there, previously, the Lord had told me that you go to Badrikashram when he was in Dwarka. That time only Uddhava understood that Lord is about to leave. So that time Uddhava had approached the Lord and asked for knowledge. So now Lord spoke elaborately knowledge to Uddhava. So that knowledge is what is called as Uddhava Gita is mentioned in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, which is like much more elaborate. It is around 24 chapters, 24, 25 chapters in 11th canto. So after hearing all that knowledge, Lord at that point of time, he ordered Uddhava to go to Badrikashram. So, but I was so attached to the Lord that I also understood that Lord also cannot leave me immediately. So I still followed the Lord. So I again went to see him. So when I went to see him in the bank of river Saraswati, Krishna is sitting near a Ashwatha tree. So young banyan tree. So Ashwatha means Ashwatha. Shwa means tomorrow. So that tree which will not there tomorrow is this material world. And young banyan tree means very small. So this small universe, our universe is very small. So Krishna is indicating that he is not even not attracted to this material world. So he like Lord's Maya always sits back upon him. She feels ashamed to come in front of him. So similarly, this our universe is very small, and Lord is willing to leave this world. So he has beautiful form sitting there. He has four hands. Different symbols are there, and he is like with yellow silk cloth. I could recognize him, and he was sitting, placing his right hand on left foot, left thigh, and he gave up all the pastimes in this world, and he was very blissfully situated in this. So in that sense, he is like very much detached. So at that point of time, Maitreya Muni also arrived. So Maitreya Muni is like a great friend of Parashara Muni, because Parashara Muni is the father of Vyasadeva. And Maitreya Muni is the disciple of Parashara Muni. So Maitreya Muni is friend of Vyasadeva also. So he out of Yadruchaya, out of suddenly, some by chance, he came to that place. So in this way, both Uddhava and Maitreya, they met the Lord in this place in the bank of river Saraswati. So Lord, he acknowledged both of them, and he started speaking to Uddhava with more affectionately. Although Maitreya Muni and Uddhava both are there, Lord is affectionate to both of them, but he was more intimate to Uddhava because of his more love. So he started speaking to Uddhava. So we will see what the Lord spoke to Uddhava and what Uddhava replied, and further conversation between Uddhava and Vidura, and how Uddhava directs Vidura to approach Maitreya Muni. And then Maitreya Muni, who he heard from the Lord, he knows other truths also. So he spoke both third canto and fourth canto to Vidura. So that is how conversation takes place. So maybe I'll stop here. We'll continue this discussion next time.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So, like, you are planning to come to Janmashtami or anything? I don't know.
Yeah, in the temple na, here.
Where you are planning?
Here
Like,
in this temple.
Chopati.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What is the program there in GB?
GB also 2-3 days we are celebrating. Same, many people will come.
So Abhishek is also there.
Abhishek is there.
But there may be rooms not available, na? Many people may come.
Rooms, na, actually they have kind of put that as an offer also, kind of like at their Janmashtami donation also kind of thing, both combined, and they kept like 50,000 rupees they kept, and they have arranged some special programs like that they have kept.
So those will pay 50,000, they will get a room also.
Yeah, 2-3 days you can celebrate.
Very
For
good.
how many days, Prabhu?
2 to 3 days. Those 3 days festival we are celebrating for 3 days. Those days.
So can you send those program details?
Yes, bro, I will say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. Please send.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Right.